Hey, it's Alosha Linov here, and today I'd like to talk about rainwater harvesting and water collection. Besides the traditional ways of slapping on the gutters and putting a plastic tank, there are many other ways to harvest water. So yes, of course, we do have traditional ways, but there are untraditional gutters that we can use which are low cost, such as cutting a pipe, 110 ml pipe at one slit, and then placing that over your tin roof, or using a half pipe that you can just set up. So you can use scraps of literally that you can find for free at a scrapyard to install gutters in your roof. Another way would be to create a trench, just a little trench of about maybe 300-400 millimeters wide, 10-15 centimeters deep, filled with gravel, lined with bitumen, obviously angled to your surface. You could waterproof to the bottom. You could waterproof it at the bottom if you have highly sandy soil, and then that water could be channeled to a lower surface, and that is a totally unconventional gutter that can be used in the ground. Besides that, we have ways to collect water in the ground, such as earthworks, and they all start with finding where does the water flow. And just here in my garden, let me show you. But here we have earthworks that we've started. It's basically a spiral, and it doesn't have to be a spiral, but it starts here where there's a lot of water flowing down from a pavement and from the whole surface, and then there is a spiral that's starting here. We're obviously still going to clear it, but we've dug it. It's quite deep and it goes all the way to the center, and the spiral is going to be filled with logs, sticks, mulch, manure. So it's all these things, garden waste, are going to be filling the trench, and then it's going to be soil at the top, and you won't know it's there, but the earthworks will allow this garden to be fully hydrated. There are terraces. Terraces allow the water. So there's a potential terrace that's being built, but it's actually going to be a little wetland. Here's a 40,000 liter underground water tank. Underneath that pole there's actually a manhole with 40,000 liters of water that's going to be built, and we're building a home right above it. So you've got unconventional ways of storing water. Here's another 16,000 liter water tank with a leaf catcher and a rat trap with chicken wire. All of these terraces allow for the water to be basically stored in the garden, and everything is mulched. A compost bath for worms with automatic drip irrigation. You know, in creating soil that's going to be basically building the soil is going to create amazing percolation into the soil. And then of course your stepping stones allow you not to compact the garden everywhere else, so wherever you plant it's going to be juicy, moist, like a sponge. And because it's terrace, no water is ever going to leave this premises. It's all going to go and store in the ground. Here more terraces. Excuse our building sites, got a running workshop. Terraces are key. And here's an interesting feature, and we've just closed it for now because we're building, but I've got this huge pavement, massive pavement that's basically about 200-300 square meters, and I've got 4 pipes which allow that water to be channeled to various parts of the garden. Here they are, 110 ml pipes, so I can take a lot of water. One of the pipes recharges the aquifers, one of the pipes will feed into a pond that we'll dig here, another pipe will feed into the garden and obviously recharge the garden. So look at these terraces, they just allow the garden to compress, and pathways everywhere. I do not step anywhere in my garden because everything is composted, mulched, it's been worked with a fork, so it's like a sponge. And look at that abundance. There's pumpkins coming up, loads of vegetables, and then of course you've got the road runoff. And if you can tap into that, then you have millions of liters of water. But you do have to be careful because road runoff can be very dangerous if you do not plan for overflow. And then here's another variety of a water tank. And the 12,000 liters, a ferrocement tank with labor and materials, actually costs 1/3 of the price of the plastic tank. But you know, it obviously becomes viable at 12,000 liters. And you know, it can be gorgeous. You can blend it in with the same color as your house. So here's some basic ways that you can harvest water and collect it and store it, of course. And it all can be made beautiful and unconventional. And the final way, or the first way, whichever is way for you, of course the pool. The pool with its amazing wetlands. Here they are. This is what's treating my pool water. This is the filter. And this is 120,000 liter pool, which is used as a backup. And we're going to get it cleared because we've just built this final wetland, and this is it. This is what all the pool companies, the wetland pool companies use, is these down suction overflows into the pool, and then the pool overflows through those holes back into the wetland. So this is it. This is going to be a 5-star super clear pool, and it's going to act as a reservoir. So when I finish all the water in my tanks, I'll be basically dipping into the pool slightly, and then when the rainy season comes, the pool will go up again and act as a backup. These few systems that I have created in the last year, mostly, will allow me to be totally off the grid in just a little bit of time. I just need to waterproof that water tank, and then we're fully off the water grid. So just to recap, mulch your garden pathways, let the soil be like a sponge, Earthworks, constructed wetlands for your pool water treatment, variety of storage, and of course mulch everywhere. So now your garden is hydrated, your house is hydrated, and this is the myth on unconventional water storage. I forgot to mention first flush, and a first flush is a low-cost version of a leak catcher, but even better because it allows to take all the dirty dust roof. It fills up the tank with 200 liters or 150 liters of water, of dirty water, and when that tank is full, only then it overflows into my main tank, and then I can blast it out and drain that water into my garden. So here's some unconventional ways that you can use to harvest water and collect rainwater in your garden and home. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to be seeing you in the next one. Have a great day.